20 COVID-19 deaths and 592 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in last 24 hours. No cash available in ATM booths as the banking sector is not exempted from curfew imposed in 7 districts. Kangwai MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan blames BJP-led state government for a high COVID-19 mortality rate in Manipur. Congress MLA K. Megha Chandra demands state government to allocate 1 crore rupees each to all state MLAs to help tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Environment Deputy Director T.H. Bogend and Manipur State Women's Development Corporation, the chairperson Samurai Latpam Desatya Bhama succumbed to COVID-19 related complications. And India reports above 3,29,000 new COVID-19 cases and above 3,56,000 recoveries in 24 hours. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin. I am KANEL SHAMBANDURAM. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your masks properly, maintain a safe distance from one another and vaccinate yourself if you are eligible for it. Now, the news in details. Manipur reported 592 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of 3,442 test results received today. All necessary medical precautionary measures like containment and contact tracings are in place. As per State Health Department and COVID-19, the Command Control Room, the press release at 5 p.m. today, total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Manipur has reached 36,370, out of which 4,981 are active cases. 20 COVID patients died in the past 24 hours, rising the death toll to 509. The deceased persons are 8 each from Imphal East, 4 from Imphal West, 3 from Thoubal, 2 from Kakching, and 1 each from the Kamjong, Chandal, and the Churachandpur district. On the positive note, 195 people were discharged in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 30,880. State's recovery rate stands at 84.90%. There are no cash available at ATM booths in Imphal city, bringing much inconveniences for the public. It may be mentioned that the government has allowed opening of the banks amid the curfew to carry out government transactions and time-bound events. 1C ATMs opened, but there are no cash available. In a telephonic conversation with Impact News, convener of United Forum of the Bank Union Manipur State Committee, MIPAC, said the government has not exempted banks from the curfew imposed from May 8 to 17 in wake of a second wave of COVID-19 pandemic in the state. He said the curfew is relaxed only essential services. He said hold on the bank services has led to non-availability of cash at ATM booths.
Bank punamak thingibasi akoi employee ni sarkar na kaganu hairga akoi du follow tawjabani hauji jik lairiba district taret curfew thamkibasida masida sathok chasin yabagi exempted list ta bank yaude asina maram werkanda sarkar gi curfew dubu honor tawboina bank sing kadabani hangdabani duga matang sida khoina appeal khari tawjaningi sarkar da staff singji hauji ki yamna mutant situation ama lakpa yam sathirakpa asida all cadres koigi office kaba akiba phawi masida hainingbo phawdaba amadi lei toimsung sarkar no order si tholaklagadi aikhoi di sarkar haibadu honor tawgani aikhoi dum miyamgi damakta aikhoi sapsana thawuk tawjagani marak sida sarkar gi hoji oiriba phim masida manungda lariba akupadudi aikhoi nadi khangdaba udaba asigi manungda 7 district ta curfew su laukthokre aduga lariba 7 district asi nattaba atop district singi bank staff singda khoigi marak sida uniformity amadi maintain tawdabagi amasu lairibani aduga aikhoina haijaning badang saigi akhoigi staff singji solpa yabagi akiba aduga puningda lumdaba asina singba mayam si leibadai khoi si ihalan bada as a frontline workers aikhoi vaccine pami masimatanga sarkar sina athuma tamda tawbiragadi aikhoina hena miyamgi seba tawbada aduga government transaction sing aduga khoigi atei tei punamakta aikhoi yamna nungaina amasung puninglum thawpu tawba ngamgani aduga hoji lairiba marak sida hana order thokibada government transaction aduga khoigi yam tangai phadaba oil pump gas ki kegi sumbagi damakta transaction tawena thokibani aduga tolop sabsingi pensioner jingi di public ki haitare masimadi maduda tasengna pankhidabani aduga hoji orifib masida sarkar ki order du hoji curfew ki khoi honor tawjari adu order su tholokpa targadi aikhoi gi di adum ready lai haina khoi thamjagani.
Meanwhile, Youth Forum for Protection of Human Rights has submitted a memorandum to Manipur Chief Minister to allow banned transactions for the non-government organizations. Thangwaiban MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan has blamed the Bharatiya Janata Party late state government for the increasing COVID mortality rate in Manipur. Speaking to media today, MLA Joy Kishan expressed dissatisfaction over the initiatives taken by the government to tackle COVID-19 pandemic in the state. He termed the COVID admission committee formed by the government to take responsibility of admission of COVID-19 patients to hospitals as a complete failure and blamed the committee for the steep rise of the COVID mortality rate in the state. Video release from the MLA condemned that many COVID patients are being denied admissions to hospitals and COVID care centers without the requisite recommendation of the admissions committee. He said many COVID patients are lying at the gate of hospitals and COVID care centers without medical attention on time, eventually leading to the death of several patients, stating that it takes a day for an MLA to get permission from the committee. MLA Joy Kishan ponders how difficult it must be for a civilian to get admission in such a scenario. The Thangmaiban MLA said it is high time for the BJP-led state government to look into the matter. He said it would be wrong for the government to use hit and miss method in battling the pandemic, and the government should take effective measures on war footing. He appealed to the government to utilize army, IT professionals for fast admission and the treatment of COVID patients.
अखोई कमिटीसना हाइगदमनी कमिटी मथक्ता शानल कमिटीस रिफर तौदरी यादे बेच हांगसु यादे तौना अनाबसिंग से पुंग मोम दि हॉस्पिटल पुथिंगल मदन मरम मोरि शेल सिदी हिट एंड ट्रायल द ट्राई तौर लेसेरि याव मतम नति लेरिबा अखोई लोइबो रिसोर्स सिना ताबनी रिसोर्सिंग सिनागा अखोई थेंगनाबमा सबसाना दगा ले एडमिशन कमिटी ने नम सेम से टोटल फेलर नि मसी लेबदगी मी सिबे हेंगले हाइबे से सिमा इलंगा थाइजगे अखोइना कांटेक्ट तौमतम या कुइ बसंगे आइगे थ्रुदगी मी एम हॉस्पिटल Kanaba, Nadraka Bukas, and the Puna Hanabada, Pumatu, Pum Tarana, no Sanga, no Hen was your. Other than Misham Prazamana, direct contact Torgamo is Sambang among whether Momo said. It's a very big question. Other than what you say, mortality rate young Hingal is she, Karino said, Sakanati of you. Mashi Sakanati Momatadoga, Ashi using inquiry to you, now is a Punga, the Nagi, kind of the Fellas in Mui Pater, Loinamo Sakana, Kanbang, the Vasia, quite as Kanbang and Bumam. Masih aku ida amne pin na bagi kalau siapa bagi misi karena tu sending deh. Sekarang nanti sending deh bagi amne dalam ni aduh bu tahu ni bu sistem se masih mati pura fail ni habis se masih haja ke.
MLA Joy Kishan also termed state government's COVID-19 vaccination drive a failure and demanded a white paper of the programs. The MLA said that there are over 15,000 people above the age of 45 in Thangmaiban constituency alone. He criticized the current government's policy of allowing only 100 to 150 people to get a vaccine shot per day at a government-recognized vaccination center. He said in such a scenario, it will take at least 4 months to administer the first dose of COVID vaccine jabs to all those above 45 years in Thangmaiban constituency and at least 8 months altogether for the second dose. He maintained that it will take almost a year to vaccinate all those between the age of 18 to 45 years in Thangmaiban alone. MLA Joy Kishan said the government tackles the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic in a systematic manner, but its measures during this second wave are not satisfactory. He asks why government hospitals are not able to provide COVID testing facilities to everyone at ease while the same facility is available at ease in private hospitals.
Vaccine is a crack ama sakana thambiu copy na name set to the yaro she war putting the top to the nang is ngasi aku cham ya chani ka kan highlight to the yaro chidi within 1 month within 10 days it set aku myam ka no hona si wa target am tham the yaro na to in go and pirate dam si da crack oi bio nang paper ma thune aku vaccine ka pasi politics to le ra hai na kendra ma da vaccine ka poi center si aku mari hang hai kendra khra da swang hang hai then where is the transparency of this medical department website on the Hangdo citizen to am transferly to Prajam Kana Matam Lam. UPSC at the PSC, but the Cham and Pena Chama, Piraga, Manipur, Prajamam, vaccines in a corona, like taking a token Exima, learning a kind of policy program, Taraka target achievement, machine is a community, cover the Mayam Capilla or Capubina, Apple Tore, or Kakil, I can a vaccine like Ragadi, Prajana for a Tazabat.
MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan has expressed sadness over the rising COVID deaths in Thangmaiban Assembly constituencies and shared grief of the bereft families. He expressed disappointment that he could not visit the bereft families owing to COVID situation. MLA Joy Kishan appealed to residents of the containment constituency residing in the COVID containment zones to approach TECDO members in time of need. He assured of extending all possible help to those in need.
Okay, containment zone ya asa tha thuna bi sing singba wat pale ku matam da ko TECDO bi volunteer sing da ko bi na hajari Sri Rabai my phone number 700513027 aduga mathang da Sri Ibom sa my phone number 70050513889 mathang da Sri Abom 7630965606 Matang da Sri Priyo 8415097601 Matang da Sri Inaw 8794928952 Aduga Sri Maibam Bobo 9856157269 Makoi sing sida dum pau bibiro laga ai am sing tak do ge site gi awana watar sing du khara do si amu mateng pano hona jage.
Congress MLA K. Megachandra has demanded the state government to allocate 1 crore rupees each to all the state MLAs to help tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. He further demanded the government to release the fund amounting 29 crore 20 lakh rupees sanctioned by the Center for Panchayat to battle the pandemic. In an online press conference today, Huang Kem, the MLA K. Megachandra also demanded the government to equip every district hospitals with at least 100 beds, ICUs and proper ventilators to tackle COVID-19 patients. He also appealed to increase the number of ambulance. The MLA further demanded to expose if there is no strand of coronavirus detected in Manipur after conducting a proper genome sequencing. He also opined that the groceries and the banks should be exempted from the curfew restrictions. Chairperson of Manipur State Women's Development Corporation, Samurai Latpam Satyabhama, succumbed to post-COVID complications at Regional Institute of Medical Sciences Hospital today. She was 74. Late Satyabhama, wife of Sahid Madhumangold of the Sagolband Tera Bazaar, also served as president of the Rajyasree Bhagya Chandra Cultural Foundation, Manipur. She tested positive for COVID-19 on 16th of April and has been under treatment at Raj Medicity and tested negative for COVID-19 on the 1st of May. Led Later, she was referred to RIMS Hospital after she developed post-COVID complications. Samrai Lakpam Satyavama breathed her last at 3:30 a.m. today. Rajyasri Bhagya Chandra Cultural Foundation Manipur and BJP Mahila Morcha Manipur Pradesh have condoled her untimely demise and shared the grief of her bereft family. Impact News staff condole the untimely demise of a Deputy Director of Directorate of Environment, Thingujam Bhogen today. Late Thingujam Bhogen was a regular panelist on Impact News Manung Hutna discussion program on environmental related topics like Manipur reeling under water scarcity, health and climate change and others. Thingujam Bhogen from Singjamai Yumnam Laikai succumbed to COVID-19 at Sija Hospital around 2 a.m. today. His wife is also in a critical condition after testing positive for COVID-19. Late Bhogen was also served as a member of the Mega Manipur Society. Members of Mega Manipur Society, Editors Guild Manipur, Socio-Economic and Environment Development Society and Manipur Mountaineering and Trekking Association in separate press release have also condoled the untimely demise of Thingujam Bhogen. Curfew imposed in 7 districts of Manipur in the wake of second wave of coronavirus outbreak entered 4th day today. Normal life is being affected. Roads were deserted. Looks and movement of people and vehicles are being strictly restricted except for essentials and medical emergencies. Pauna and Tangal Market remain closed except for medical stores. District police personnel are being deployed at strategic locations since morning to ensure strict enforcement of curfew. However, some vehicles were seen running in Imphal West and Imphal East districts. Police team led by Imphal Police OC today nabbed many vegetable vendors for violating curfew. Police sources said that the vegetable vendors came from remote areas on diesel auto rickshaws to sell the vegetables at the Sogaijamd, Leirak and Ilang Laikai Leirak amid curfew. Arrested vendors were taken to Imphal Police Station for necessary legal actions. Imphal Police OC appealed to abide by restrictions imposed by the government to curb the COVID-19. Manipur Drivers Association has appealed to stop harassing drivers who are ferrying essential commodities for people in the state. Secretary of the Manipur Drivers Association, KSS Sanjoy, said the May order issued by State Chief Secretary in charge M.H. Khan exempted essential goods vehicles from the curfew restrictions. He expressed disappointment that police are issuing TR or traffic regulations fines to goods vehicles drivers despite the exemptions.
Chief Secretary M.H. Khan Tharna Topiba order may am only goods because hiding was a rasida. Posay Kubagari Kudima, land but a Payagani, oxygen supply related vehicles, LPG and oil tanker that you Matam Pandi, police now. Diverging the TR Kapay, Namada Pisano, we will achieve what we go and to be a Masikuta Pilepiu, not what are the machine, a kick to Zoom books of the diverging is like pirate, complaint of the Lapayore, Jan Makai Masiku to some particularly young Pazana Masi, government Pamili, Pamilego, government people, the police department invasion, Masi, a way.
State's renowned writer and approved lyricist of Old India Radio, Imphal, Keso Singh Irangbam passed away at Jennings Hospital today. He was also an active member of Saireng Basingi Apunba Loop Shald. The association has condoled his untimely demise. Secretary of Saihik Saireng Saipang Semgat Lupt Konthaujam Chanu Gita has also condoled the untimely demise of the Kesho Irangbam. Recognized as frontline workers, journalists of the state were administered COVID-19 vaccine today. All Manipur Working Journalists Union Amju, Directorate of Information and Public Relations DIPR and National Health Mission jointly organized vaccination drive for journalists at 1st Manipur Rifled and 2nd Manipur Rifled hospitals. Speaking on the sidelines, Amju acting president as Bokul Jauba said that 20 journalists per day will be vaccinated against COVID-19 in the two sites. He said other staff of the print and electronic media houses and as well as newspaper distributors will also be vaccinated. The IPR Director H. Balkrishna said journalists in the Hill district as well as Juribamd will be administered COVID-19 vaccine jab at their respective dispensaries and government hospitals. He added that news units of DIPR, DDK and All India Radio will also be covered under the vaccination program.
Manipur Working Journalists Union gi thopuba simlasu asi coordinate tawnari loina editor gil gi su involved tawri Hill journalist ki di makoi gi district ta leiba dispensary natraga health centers inda government health centers inda makoi su vaccination programs e hona ba koi kana same sari loina na DIPR gi news unit Doordarshan amadi All India Radio gi news ki unit thabak tawriba amadi chobudai te lawriba thodang lawriba kangbu singsu hariba program sida vaccination program na cover tawgani second dose gi se hana makoi na to pamapam na kapuraga su na koi state mission director national health mission gi Dr. Samjai na high body ka man high base ki second dose gi si matam koi gi koi na vaccination tawriba gi manung da kai gamba tanja du matam du oiragadi soidina sida dum khudong sab se dum pigani aduna khudong sab si lawina ba dum ai koi activity kuthang da mayam da koi pawmi sing da have the frontline workers in the I pauja sipijari
pawmi sing si ahan phase yona vaccination tawul lor matung adugo media housing da thabak tawriba non journalist sing akoi makhata na vaccination tawuni masi lor matung ahum suwa phase oina miyam da khabar e paw se phangan biriba distributor sing koi makhata na vaccination tawuni first dose ka polor kanda second dose ka no so koi dum masi thrang tawjari.
Journalists of the Kakching district were administered the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine at Urban Primary Health Center in the Kakching Wairi today. 25 journalists from the Kakching district were vaccinated at the health center today. All Kongba Road United Club organization has carried out COVID vaccination drive for 3 days, including today. Chief Medical Officer Imphal S held and Weld Center Kongba Nongthombam Leikai and staff of a PHC compound administered COVID vaccine shots to eligible locals at the club office in Kongba Nongthombam Leikai. Organization convener Lenin Hiromd said around 110 people were vaccinated per day during the 3 days of vaccination drive. He appealed to authorities concerned to continue vaccination program in the area. Minister Vungzagind Velte and MLA Singh had Jingsman Hao today inspected setting up of oxygen plants at District Hospital Churachandpur. The oxygen plant is expected to be ready in 4 days. Necessary machineries for the plant will be airlifted from Delhi. Once the installation is completed, the oxygen concentrator will produce 200 liters of oxygen per minute. A lining oxygen pipeline is underway, and the minister gave instructions to complete the work on or before May 20. Churachandpur DC Pavan Yadav, IAS CMO Dr. V.C. Pao and relevant officials accompanied them. United Club Coordinating Committee has alleged Kairao MLA's escort and members of the Kiamgai Maitio Khagemba Club of the harassing residents of the Kiamgai Muslim area. Committee Chairman Alhaj Alauddin has claimed that club members in collusion with the MLA's escort continue assaulting and harassing people amid the tough times of COVID-19 pandemic. He appealed to the relevant authorities to look into the matter, as the police has failed to look into it even after filing complaints.
aduga akhoi porsi kesi affairs and bureau case la khot bureau additional for hire osida adu akhoi na su bar haidere adu huju khau case affairs and bidaba akhoi na ming tawi ba sing su phabi daba gumba si yam nungai taba akhoi da yam shocking oiba thodok si manga taru si mamang da amani su thokre jig victim ahum da thoi ba si ya loina na thodok si mamang da su khar thoki baga ama phau akhoi gi leiri ba station sina akhoi gi worker sitabi daba masi akhoi yam nungai jedaba akhoi pendaba punna imung akhoi gi sida leimini ba sida side amatigi wa oina tabugum tawbu se masi akhoi pendai.
Driver at Imphal is Commando Muhammad Tariq, son of Muhammad Jubir Khan from Kiamgai Muslim Awang Lekai, has claimed to be a victim. Tariq said he, along with two of his friends, went to get cooking gas on the 5th of May when they were halted by Kairao MLA's escort, and members of the club halted in front of Khagemba Macha shrine and assaulted them. He said that Irilbung police station team led by OC came to the site but did not stop the attackers.
Laga akoi bukan biba lakadra haraga akoi duana moi leilena bill position torga phurak je sima nungai ti si plus osi yore amadi magi timani lai osi ne amana ASI Romeo ko banu pamaga lai adaina moi da esa tharoi leina akoi da khut thar je thamoi sing nungai jade ai pha da gi maram kai gino de ai phone loksan bagi maram kai gino moi na kari haraga khoi ji sa ko do chinarak kono adu zaina moi gi highway ASI Romeo hangma tam Romeo adu dai di khangde ma ji osi gi wani osi gi hangna bi os main hare du lei osi ji mungi osi sar inau bije mama sama notice kogi thoi bas ko afam sida yawne khulani sida yamna kamane ni oiba adigi vote ki nama da sumaina mi phuba khobi to je si ma yamna pik parajniti ga phuba ji si ma MLA gi side gi jenghaning dema.
Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on coronavirus updates in India and the world. We will be back with details after the break. Until then, keep watching Impact News.
You are watching Impact TV. Engaging, empowering, and impacting lives.
Welcome back. After the break, you are watching Primetime, the English Bulletin. India has reported more recoveries than the confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, India logged 3,29,942 new COVID-19 confirmed cases and 3,56,082 people were discharged in the past 24 hours. Country's COVID tally stands at 2,29,92,517 and there are 37,15,221 active cases. Total recovered cases reach 1,90,27,304. India's recovery rate stands at 82.75%, while the death toll stands at 2,49,902, while with the additions of 3,876 new COVID-19 fatalities, Maharashtra has the highest active cases of above the 5,93,000 in the country. Over 17 crore 27 lakh people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in India so far. Globally, coronavirus has infected above the 15 crore 96 lakh 99,000 people. Above 33 lakh 19,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 13 crore 73 lakh 99,000. United States of America has the highest active cases of above 64 lakh 11,000 in the world, followed by India and Brazil. Police has arrested 9 non-locals for playing cards in violation of curfew this afternoon around 3. Police team led by Imphal Police Station OC Ingocha arrested the miscreants from a house located at the Nagamapal, Kangjabi, Ladakh. Police sources say the miscreants have been taken to Imphal Police Station for further legal actions.
सरकार हजूसी थमीबा कर्फ्यू लॉकडाउन की सिस्टम से मसी प्रजाना फजना ngakpiyo nomo की पॉजिटिव ओइब की चांग कंटेक्ट ट्रेसिंग की चांग से असुकी मतिक यामे याम किनिंगाई ओइ पुलिस के योगदब जगह द संगगा कैचेन थमीबा प्रजा म्याम लाग पोलेबीबा सी याम खुदुंग सिनिंगाई ओइब मोंगनी मसी तौबिगनु अदुगा बरादा नन मणिपुरी म्याम थमीबा युम मफु सिंगा अपील तौजनिंगबदी युमदा हजूजिक लेरिबा माइग्रेंट लेबर सिंग थबुक सुबु नोम चलम म्याम दु थबुक लेत्रबनिना पुलप पुलप थबुक जामिनबा सानबा तेनजरे तहनबीगनु पुलिस कन्ना कदाई सुगीदगी वेस्ट की एसपी की मखादा एडिशनल एसपी सिंह मखादा ममिंगाई होना नुंदांग अथेंग बाबा मफम मफम लोइनमुक्ता चलगा तेनजबनी हौजिकती अखोय पुलिस तसु खुदुंग चिनिंगाई अतुकी मतिक ओइ कनागुममता फानिंगदे कनागुममता अवाब ताहनिंगदे वार मतमसिदा चलान तवा पैसा थियन बायबसे अखोय नुंगाइदे हौजिकी सिस्टम सिंगा दमुक्तदी नंफुदा तौदब यादब लई अदो प्रजा म्याम ज्ञान खितंग काबियो.
Old Manipur Youth Protection Committee has appealed to the public to abide by COVID-19 SOPs provided by the government to overcome the second wave of COVID-19. The committee further appealed to government to make both short-term and long-term plans to tackle the pandemic. Food items have been distributed to residents of COVID containment zones in IMC Ward number 15, 16 and 17 of Singjamai Assembly constituency. The items were donated by social workers Ngangbam Robert. Speaking on the sideline, he appealed to abide by COVID-19 SOPs. He also appealed to the government to meet the basic needs of the public amid the pandemic. So distributed to around 22 families residing in COVID containment zones in the Arabti Mayai Laikai, Arabti Haining, Makong, Kairao, Langdumb, Khanarok and Chanam Sandrok in the Kairao Assembly constituency. Intending candidate of Kairao Assembly constituency Yumnand Shanti donated the items. Former Minister Henry Okram today presented Ramjan gifts to the Muslim veterans of the Wangkai Assembly constituency. The gift will be distributed to more than 1,200 families who are residing in various parts of the constituency. Handing over the gifts at Babupara today, O. Henry extended his best wishes to the Muslim brothers and sisters on the joyous occasions of Eid al-Fitr. He also urged the people to strictly follow the SOPs and not to leave the government alone in the fight against the death disease. Members of the Hairok Block Congress Committee and Hairok Assembly Youth Congress Committee presented relief items to 580 Muslim households of Hairok 33/2, Mayai Kaithel 33/3, Jaliang B 33/8 and 33/9 the Saikong in the Hairok Assembly constituency today on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. Old Manipur Primary Teachers Association 2011 appealed to government to provide necessary equipment to government school teachers who will be deployed as frontline workers at the COVID care centers. Press release from the association also appealed to make special arrangements to vaccinate the teachers who have the assigned duty as COVID warriors. Newlywed 6 months pregnant woman was found dead in a suspicious manner at Santhild Mamang Laikai under Mayang Imphal police station today. Enraged with the incident, her maternal family vandalized the husband's house around 10 this morning. According to Impact News sources, the deceased is 19-year-old Fishaband Ningol Ruhani, wife of MD Sarukhan alias Sabir. Suhani allegedly committed suicide at her marital home last night. People from the deceased woman's maternal side alleged the husband's family of the violence against Ruhani and hanging her later. Mayang Imphal, the police station team, immediately rushed to the spot and managed to save the husband's house from the further destructions. Mayang Imphal, the police station, has registered a case and investigations are underway. JAC formed against the incident has demanded justice for Ruhani within 24 hours.
I Jalasi, Hataruki, Tanship Werban, Lupiamani, Mahakasi, Minusi, Haitana Hatok Pirava, Tambiribasi, Langana, Amadi, Marina Police Department, Punkun Marimanunda, investigation of Piraga, capital punishment, PBO, Loina, Masida, Langana Karigumba, Tausatana, Atuan Bazatini, Kungong Likan, Lake Taraga, the Manipur, the Ladiba, Shia Song, Sing Amadi, Satragi, Sangstan, Sing Amadi, Nupi Organization, Student, Women Wing, Kunjakaya, Manipur, the Ladiba. Jati bijati tidana mioi khudimakna nupi oibe mi hat thin hat pasi yaningde haibagi akanba mai haulang pok thok pa ba thodok kaya changchal lakani.
All Manipur Meitei Pangal Club organization has condemned the suspicious death of the Fisaband Ningol Ruhani. The organization has extended full support to all the initiatives taken by the Joint Action Committee. Vice President of Desam Thoubal District Council Eld Vijoy Raj and IPSA member Okramt Amarjit alias Toy, who was arrested for making social media posts against miscreants uprooting flags at the Kobru Shrine, were released unconditionally around 2 this afternoon. Members of the various organizations garlanded the door upon their release from Imphal West Chief Judicial Magistrate. Speaking to media, Desam, the Secretary General L. Lamyanba, expressed happiness for their unconditional release. He appealed to government to mount Kobru as a heritage site to avoid such incident in the future. Meanwhile, the IPSA also thanked the government for their unconditional release.
Miyang ki pressure lakpadagi amadi tongan ba voice lakpadagi Manipur lengak na miyang ki kholau tabi begaloina na makoi ta palamba FIR kudimak loina lokho kanda unconditional saduk pirapa haibase masi ekoi taram no ei lengak na su ekoi gi leizari ba tongan ma laheu purup singi learning raison amadi lamkhai natraga ekoi gi horak ngai digi lerak laba ekoi gi nat chatna rol amadi horak thong ga mai leina ba ekoi gi mafam singse masi kamna ba madigi thogdang singse makata na hena Chawna Pakalako is no height on the Saina Hajari.
Mausa can but look now, I couldn't see Kano say, a quick Ipai Pugi, Kubum Sida, Kogui Primagi, Mafum Sida, Sana Singlet, must have they have a pandum Gulina, Yana, when my sister in Japan, Kubis Nikita, Parumatam, the video, which Sanas means Hana with them up.
Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad ABVP Manipur has submitted a written request to President of India to appoint a regular Vice Chancellor of the Manipur University at the earliest. Now the news from the world of sports. Malaysia Open Sports 750 badminton tournament under the aegis of the Badminton World Federation has been postponed owing to COVID-19 pandemic. Badminton Association of Malaysia was supposed to host the Olympic qualifying tournament of the men's singles and doubles, women's singles and doubled and mixed doubled at Kuala Lumpur's Exeter Arena from May 25 to 30. Indian settlers Kidambi Shrikant, Sai Praneeth, Saina Nehwal, the PV Sindhus, Chirag Sethi, Sitwik Siraj, Rinki Reddy, Sikhi Reddy and Ashwini's Ponappa are disheartened with the postponement as their dreams of being qualified for Tokyo Olympic Games have been shattered. Former Director of Asai Northeast Region Center, Takyal Park and Youth Affairs and Sports Department, Dr. Salam Mani succumbed to COVID-19 in Bangalore on 2nd of May. He took a major role in promoting physical education in the state. During his term as Director of Asai NERC Imphal, Dr. Salam Mani organized residential cum non-residential boxing camp in Thoubal district in 1998. Led Dr. Salam Mani is the son of a late S. Ibomcha and the Tombi from the Kisampat Thokchamt Laikai. Members of Asiatic Mongoloid Educational, Sports and Cultural Organization AMESCO have condoled his untimely demise and shared the grief of his bereaved family. Indigenous Martial Art and Cultural Society, KAIMEX, Manipur University of Culture Department of Thangta and Apunba Manipur Huyen Lalong Lupt condoled the untimely demise of Thangta teacher Mutum Arun Kumar of Uripok Sorbonne Thingeld. It may be mentioned that Mutum Arun Kumar served as Senapati at Manipur Royal Palace and took major role in popularizing Thangta. Members of Pungdongbam Youth Physical Club, the PYPC, have condoled the demise of the veteran athlete Irungbam Ibomcha. It may be mentioned that veteran athlete Irungbam Ibomcha was the founder member of the club and he represented India in the 1982 World Master Veteran Race held in Japan and back 7th position. Manchester United FC will clash with Villarreal CF in the final match of the Europe Club held under the aegis of the Union of the European Football Association. A 48 team divided into 12 group. 12 competed in the group league and knockout stages. Final match is scheduled for May 27th, midnight at the Poland's Stadium, Maciek. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. Manipur sees deadliest day with 20 COVID-19 deaths and 592 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in last 24 hours. No cash available in ATM booths as the banking sector is not exempted from curfew imposed in 7 districts. Pangmaiban MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan blames BJP-led state government for high COVID-19 mortality rate in Manipur. Congress MLA K. Megha Chandra demands the state government to allocate 1 crore rupees each to all state MLAs to help tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Environment Deputy Director T.H. Bogan and Manipur State Women's Development Corporation's chairperson Samurai Lakwam Satya Bahama succumbed to COVID-19 related complications. And India reports above 329,000 new COVID-19 cases and above 356,000 recoveries in 24 hours. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. In the meantime, for more news and information, please do not hesitate to follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Until then, have a great evening and always stay safe.